Openserve is the company's redesigned wholesale and network division. It will be a distinct business unit within the Telkom Group. Diabo Seto is in Newtown in Johannesburg, where Telkom unveiled its plans. Diabo, good afternoon. Just tell us about Openserve. What is it and how will it work within Telkom?
Good afternoon, Devon. Well, a spectacular unveiling of Openserve that we witnessed here today. It is a distinct business unit that will be functioning as part of Telkom, but it will be servicing only internet service providers or ISPs, and it will be a wholesale seller. So what this basically means is that Telkom is separating its businesses, Telkom Retail and Telkom Wholesale. But I have the man who has all the details with me, who will tell us who this is going to affect, how it's going to work, and where we will find it if it will affect you. Mr. Sipho Maseko, who is the Chief Executive at Telkom. Mr. Maseko, welcome. Thank you for your time.
Very much. Thanks for having me.
Tell us, what is Openserve and who is it going to benefit?
So Openserve is a wholesale part of our business. We've organized our business in such a way that wholesale is able to service not just Telkom customers of the ISP, but all the other ISPs. So as you know, there's what's called internet service providers. Normally you find those, your email at the end will have the name of the internet service provider. So sipho.maseko@telkom.co.za. So that Telkom would be the ISP. Others would have MWeb, others would have a whole lot of other different service providers. So Openserve will service all of those internet service providers on the same basis. Telkom won't get a better price from Openserve than any other internet service provider. So what does this mean? It means that we'll now be opening up these pipes and opening up access to all service providers out there. Whether you're a small one in Mamelodi or you're a big one in Sandton, you'll be able to access the network and service your own customers using the Telkom network.
Help me understand why this is important within your entire business structure. Why was it important that you separate the two, and the immediate difference that one is going to see if they're an ISP?
Sure. The most important thing why we needed to separate is that there was a lot of confusion. All right? We didn't realize that actually we need to service ISPs on an independent basis. We also tended to prefer the Telkom ISP, whether by price or service, which was actually harming not just Telkom but also harming the economy. But by doing this, we're actually making sure that Openserve becomes a fair player, makes available its platform to everyone, make sure that competition is very, very rife, and consumers at home always will be able to get a better price from whoever the ISP they get the service from. So the time is now. South Africa needs quite aggressive internet penetration, and we think that by launching Openserve, we'll also be able to accelerate internet penetration in South Africa.
Mr. Maseko, tell me, how is this going to affect the workforce within Telkom that previously was in the wholesale division, now that you're going to separate the two divisions?
So the workforce which was previously in wholesale, now they'll be working for Openserve. They'll have a new identity. They'll be located in a different place. They'll be able to develop their own culture, because their culture is not just going to be servicing Telkom, but they're servicing the whole country and making sure that all the ISPs are there. So they'll be belonging to a new brand. I think it's a very exciting time for them to be part of Openserve. And if you can look around the world, there are models like this. In the UK, there's something which they call Openreach, which used to be owned by BT, and Openreach as well has been a very successful company that has opened up its network for other ISPs. And for us, it's a very good business model to follow.
In an economy where currently we're not doing well growth-wise, and as you said, we need strong internet penetration, at the same time we need to preserve jobs. Can you guarantee that with a new product, new jobs will be created, or how will this work?
Well, actually, the jobs of the future are the jobs that will be driven by internet penetration. The South African economy will no longer continue to depend on mining for a long time. If you look at entities like Google around the world, the companies of the future are the companies that will be able to leverage the internet. Young people will be able to be software programmers, will be able to have digital services like applications and Uber and all of those. And all of those things, you're able to have them because your internet penetration is very high. At the moment, our internet penetration is low. Very few people have access to the internet.
Absolutely.
And our view is that the internet should be like water and electricity. Everyone should have it. Everyone should be able to afford it. Everyone should be able to use it. And therefore, for us, the internet penetration actually will stimulate economic growth into the future.
And just lastly, where will this Openserve be found, and how far from the people will you have branches?
So all the ISPs will be able to access Openserve. The head office will be in Centurion. They will have offices in Cape Town. They'll have offices in Durban. They'll have offices in Johannesburg. It's a very, very small company, but the ISPs will be able to access it. There'll be proper account managers across the country to be able to stimulate the demand and service all the ISPs wherever they are.
So just to be clear to our viewers, that consumers will not be able to have the privy or have the...
Yeah, it is not a consumer service.
Yes.
It's a business-to-business service. So for us, we're just making sure that if you have an ISP in Botshabelo, now they will have Openserve that will support them. If there's an ISP in Cape Town, they'll have Openserve to support them. So all ISPs will be able to access this service, and hopefully they'll be able to pass on the benefits of a good network, good prices, good solutions, pass them on to their consumers.
Mr. Maseko, as always, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, Devon, there you have it. The Openserve will be serving business to business, and our viewers at home must just take note that it will not be open for consumers, but we will, as Mr. Maseko has said, we are hoping that the service providers will be able to trickle down the benefit down to them in the long term. And it's back to you in the studio.
Well, thanks very much indeed. Diabo Seto there at the launch of a new initiative from Telkom. Now, after the break,